Have you ever scrolled through Instagram and seen your old classmates going on vacations to Japan, driving new cars, working at cool startups, or starting small businesses that seem super successful? And deep down you wonder, how did they do that? Especially when you remember their GPA was just average back then. If you've ever felt that way, you're not alone. A lot of us feel stuck in life. Even though we've been working hard, saving money, taking online classes, life still feels the same. Meanwhile, that one classmate who used to smoke behind the school is now putting a down payment on a house. You start thinking maybe it's all about luck. Or worse, you start feeling insecure, like something's wrong with how you've been living your life. But don't worry. In this video, I'll share something they never taught us in school and rarely gets talked about with friends. A quiet strategy used by people who seem average on the surface, but suddenly become way more successful than you. It's not because they're smarter. It's not because they work harder. It's because they think differently, have consistent habits, and quietly build a solid foundation for wealth from the very beginning. If you stick with this video until the end, I promise, it won't just change how you see things, it might also change your direction in life. You'll finally understand why you've been feeling stuck and how to start catching up, quietly, without showing off or shouting about it on social media. Because sometimes the loudest people are the ones who actually have the least. And the quiet ones? They're the ones quietly preparing for the future. Now I want you to be honest with yourself for a moment. Have you ever seen your friend's Instagram story unboxing a brand new iPhone? Then you swipe to the next story and see another friend just closed a freelance project worth a few million. Then swipe again and see a high school buddy who used to cheat on tests already bought land? I know you're not jealous. But deep down, you probably thought, man, what have I even been doing all this time? And that hurts. But listen, it's not their fault for posting their wins. You just feel like you're falling behind. Like you've been trying your best, but have nothing amazing to show for it. Your paycheck barely gets you through the month. Forget saving. Your money's already gone before payday even hits. And the worse you feel left behind, the more you go quiet. You start thinking, I'm just not as cool or successful as them. But here's the thing. A lot of them used to be exactly where you are. The difference is, they started doing something consistently and quietly, while you're still stuck wondering, when's my shot? Trust me, I know how it feels. Watching your peers speed ahead while you feel like you're running on a treadmill, tired, but getting nowhere. You start doubting yourself, feeling insecure when you meet up with friends, avoiding reunions because you don't want to answer the dreaded, "So, where do you work now?" But hear me out. That insecure feeling? It's not a sign you failed, it's just a wake-up call from your own life telling you, it's time to change direction. And this video isn't just about money. It's about mindset, about how you think. It's about how to break free from the cycle so you can finally say, yeah, I can go even further than them. Without drama, without showing off. Because often what holds us back isn't a lack of skill or smarts. It's being too distracted by other people's lives that we forget to invest in ourselves. Alright, now I want you to think about this more deeply. Why is it that some people seem super average? They don't show off, they don't brag, but somehow their lives feel so put together. They've got savings, stable jobs, smart investments, and just give off a calm, secure vibe. They don't overthink like we do. They're not dreading Mondays. They don't need to flex just to get noticed. They're secret. They're playing a different game than most people. While others are busy looking productive to impress others, they're quietly building real wealth. Most people are still chasing external validation. But these folks? They're focused on building systems for their own lives. Let me say that again. People get rich not by working harder, but by working smarter, with a mindset that's different. Have you ever heard this quote from Naval Ravikant? Play long-term games with long-term people. It means, stick with people who think long-term. Because most of us are still thinking short-term. Wanting quick money, instant success, viral fame, fast results. But the people who seem like they came out of nowhere started 2 or 3 years ago. They didn't wait for motivation. They didn't wait for permission. They were already laying out their plans while you were still overthinking. They've been saving small amounts monthly, not to flex, but to eventually buy real assets. They've been learning valuable skills quietly. Not for a certificate, but to raise their actual value. They're building personal brands, not to get famous, but so they're recognized when they launch a business. And this is what frustrates me sometimes. We always see people's end results, but we rarely see the systems they've been building behind the scenes. Have you heard what James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, said? You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. In other words, it's not about how big your dreams are. It's about how strong your systems are. So, if you feel stuck today, or feel like you're not making progress, it's not because you're not good enough. It's because you haven't built your system yet. You're still relying on motivation, still waiting for inspiration, still only making moves when you feel like it. But those people who've quietly built wealth, their life runs like a machine. They know when it's time to learn, time to work, time to rest, time to read. They know when to spend and when to hold back. It's not about being rigid. It's about being consistent until it becomes autopilot. And one more thing. They don't care about being seen, because they know the strongest kind of wealth is the kind no one sees coming. That's why they look average, but their bank account would probably make your jaw drop if you saw it. So now let me ask you, would you rather look busy, but have nothing, or stay quiet and build your empire? Because in this life, there are only two kinds of people. Those who are busy showing off and those who are busy preparing. Now let me tell you how to actually do it. You already understand why you've been falling behind. You also get that they're playing a different game. So now it's time to switch strategies, quietly. Step 1. Don't wait for motivation. Build a daily system. This is the first step, and the hardest, because most of us are still slaves to our moods. You know what? Successful people aren't the ones who are always fired up. They're the ones who keep going even when they're not in the mood. You don't need bursts of motivation. You need rhythm. Create a system. Something like, wake up at a set time. Learn a skill for 1 to 2 hours every day. Make a daily work schedule like it's your job. Track your expenses, even the small ones. The point is, stop waiting for the perfect moment. If you keep waiting to feel ready, your life will always be on hold. Step 2. Quietly build a skill that makes money. You don't need to be an expert right away, but you do need a skill that people will pay for. That's what will set you apart from your peers. If you're good at creating content, try learning copywriting. If you love design, start exploring UI/UX. If you enjoy speaking, develop public speaking and pitching skills. Pick 1 or 2 skills you can sell. You can freelance. You can offer services. You can build your personal brand. The key? Master the skill first. The money will come later. Remember this quote from Steve Martin. Be so good they can't ignore you. Be so good that no one has a reason to say no. Step 3. Start making small, consistent income and invest it wisely. I'm not telling you to jump into stocks or crypto right away. All I'm saying is, the small money you think is just pocket change can actually become a weapon, if you use it right. Start here. Save a little every day, even if it's just a small amount. Keep it in a separate account. Don't mix it with your daily spending. Learn the basics of investing, mutual funds, gold, emergency funds. Use that small money to buy tools, join courses, or hire help. And one more thing, keep it quiet. You don't need to show off your progress every week. You don't need everyone to know that you're on your way to success. The fewer people know, the fewer distractions you'll have. Work in the background. Let your results do the talking. If you stick with this consistently for the next 6 to 12 months, I promise, you'll start overtaking your friends, one by one. Now I want to speak directly to you. The one who feels left behind. The one whose life feels stuck. The one who scrolls through TikTok at night, then closes their phone and wonders, what am I even good at? You're not a failure. You just haven't had your moment yet. And do you know why? Because you've been too focused on the spotlight, instead of preparing yourself. But life is watching you, even when it feels like no one notices. Every small decision you make, waking up early, saying no to hanging out so you can study, saving money instead of spending it, choosing to watch self-growth videos instead of celebrity gossip. It's all being counted. By life, by the universe, by your God. And one day, trust me, it'll all be paid back. With interest. All you need to do is stay patient and keep doing things that build your value. Because what's the point of getting an opportunity if you don't have the foundation to handle it? You don't need to be fast. You just need to be consistent. In a marathon, the winner isn't the one who sprints at the start, it's the one who doesn't quit before the finish line. So if today you feel tired, insecure, or unsure of your direction, listen closely. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to become great. That's not just a quote. That's a mindset. So don't wait for life to be easy before you move. Don't wait for your friends to support you before you begin. Now you just have to answer one question honestly. Do you want to keep watching from the sidelines? Or are you ready to start playing the game? Because every day you wait, that one friend you thought was just average, they're moving further ahead. And not because they're more talented, but because they've been consistent. So if there's even one thing in this video that hit you, write it down. Apply it. Not tomorrow, today. Start small, then keep going. And if this video reminded you, inspired you, or opened your eyes, help us by giving it a like and hitting subscribe, so we can keep making content that helps you grow. Drop a comment saying, "I've started, so I know you're serious, not just here to watch." Because the ones who work in silence are the ones who speak the loudest through their results. And maybe, after this video, it's finally your turn. We'll meet again in the next step. Because even the smallest step is more meaningful than standing still.